Today I am going to explain the lesson The Summer of the Beautiful White Horse by William Saroyan. This story is about two poor Armenian boys who belong to a tribe whose hallmarks are trust and honesty. That means the tribe is famous for being honest and trustworthy. One day, back there in the good old days when I was 9 and the world was full of every imaginable kind of magnificence, the life was still a delightful and mysterious dream. My cousin Murad, who was considered crazy by everybody who knew him except me, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up tapping on the window of my room. Now, here, good old days suggest that the incident being narrated happened many years ago when the narrator was only 9 years old. And it also suggests that the time was happy and full of wonder, when life seemed delightful and like a mysterious dream, where anything is possible. Mysterious means unexplainable, happy, exciting here. The narrator says that Murad, his cousin, who was considered crazy means a little out of the mind, weird, by everybody who knew him except me. That is, the narrator himself did not consider Murad as crazy, but the rest, those who knew him, all thought of him as crazy, came to my house at 4 in the morning and woke me up by tapping on the window of my room. Aram, he said. I jumped out of bed and looked out of the window. I couldn't believe what I saw. It wasn't morning yet, but it was summer, and with daybreak not many minutes around the corner of the world, it was light enough for me to know I wasn't dreaming. Now, in the morning, in the summers, the daybreak not many minutes around the corner of the world, it means that it was about to happen. The daybreak was about to come. It was light enough for me to know I wasn't dreaming. There was enough light by that time because the day was about to begin. So there was enough light. So he was not dreaming. It wasn't dark. It was light, enough light. My cousin Murad was sitting on a beautiful white horse. I stuck my head out of the window and rubbed my eyes. So he stuck his head out of the window and he could not believe what he was seeing. That is why he rubbed his eyes. Yes, he said in Armenian, "It's a horse. You're not dreaming." So Murad said in Armenian that it is a horse, you're not dreaming. Make it quick if you want to ride. He said, make it quick, that means come out quickly if you want to ride. I knew my cousin Murad enjoyed being alive more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake. The narrator knew that Murad was a very lively person and he liked to enjoy every moment of his life. He was a very lively person, more than anybody else who had ever fallen into the world by mistake, who had taken birth in this world by mistake. But he says this by mischief. But this was more than even I could believe. But Murad coming on a horseback was something beyond his expectations also, beyond something he could believe. In the first place, my earliest memories had been memories of horses and my first longings had been longings to ride. So, the narrator had great desire to have a horse, own a horse or go for horse riding. So they were very fond. He also and Murad also were very fond of riding horses. This was the wonderful part. In the second place, we were poor. So they desired horse rides, but at the same time they were very poor. So, when they were poor, they could not afford to keep a horse. This was the part that would not permit me to believe what I saw. Just because they were so poor, he could not believe his eyes that how could Murad come on a horseback. We were poor, we had no money. Our whole tribe was poverty stricken. No one in the tribe had money. Even every branch of the Garoglanian family was living in the most amazing and comical poverty in the world. So every branch of the Garoglanian family was living in an amazing and comical poverty. Now, by comical, the narrator means that the poverty was so extreme, it was laughable. People could never imagine from where they managed to eat food also. Nobody could understand where we ever got money enough to keep us with food in our bellies. They were so poor. Not even the old man of the family, even they could not uh, know that how they were able to manage. We had been famous for our honesty for something like 11 centuries. They were very honest people. They had been famous for their honesty for 11 centuries. Even when we had been the wealthiest family in what we liked to think was the world, even when they were very wealthy, long back, they were very wealthy. They were the wealthiest family. They thought that they were the wealthiest in the whole world. In what we liked to think. Liked to think was the world in their own valley. They lived in a valley. The tribe lived in a valley. They were the wealthiest in that valley, but they liked to think that they were the wealthiest in the world, because this was the world that was known to them, that mattered, the world that mattered to them. Though they knew that there was world beyond this valley also, but they liked to think that they were the wealthiest in the world because this valley only was their world. We were proud first, honest next, and after that we believed in right and wrong. That means they were first very proud, second they were very honest, and thirdly they believed in justice. They believed in what was right and what was wrong. They were very just. None of us would take advantage of anybody in the world. Because they were very just, they would never take advantage of anybody in the world, let alone steal. So when they won't take any advantage of anybody, they were so fair. How could they steal? Consequently, even though I could see the horse so magnificent, so splendid, so wonderful, even though I could smell it so lovely, even though I could hear it breathing so exciting, I couldn't believe the horse had anything to do with my cousin Murad. He could feel the proximity of the horse. He could see it. It was very magnificent, very fine horse. He could smell it also. He could hear it breathe also, and all was very exciting. But it was difficult for him to believe that his cousin was sitting on the horse, and the horse had something to do with his cousin Murad, or with me, or with any of the other members of our family, because all were very poor, poverty stricken, so no one could have anything to do with this horse, asleep or awake. Because I knew my cousin Murad could not have bought the horse. So even in his dreams he could not imagine that his cousin could have bought the horse. Even when he was awake, he will definitely not believe it. And if we couldn't have bought it, he must have stolen it. Now, if he did not buy it, what was the other option? He must have stolen it. And I refused to believe he had stolen it. And this was something he could never believe, that Murad had stolen the horse. No member of the Garoglanian family could be a thief. Why? Because no person from this family, from this tribe, could be a thief.